Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester. Welcome to the brand new release of Action PC Hockey. This is the 2016 version, which was released on September 8th. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that we've really been looking forward to seeing all the new additions, all the new features, and getting our hands on the new game and putting it through the ringer and test everything out. You also know that probably of all of the people in the entire world, my game channel has probably more action PC hockey videos on it than anyone else out there. We are a really big fan of the Action PC hockey system, and so we just couldn't really wait to get our hands on the new edition and test it out and try things and see what it brings to the table. So, what I'm going to do is to give you my thoughts, my opinions, talk about the features, talk about the additions, and then give you my final review of the new Action PC Hockey 2016 edition. As you can see here just on the front screen, this looks and feels exactly like the 2015 edition of the game. It's very underwhelming and uninspiring. It's the exact same thing that we have got a million videos on previously. So, let's look at the actual website and talk about the features that are going to be included in the new edition. Before I do this, I would just like to say, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know we are a big hockey fan. It is our number one sport, followed by baseball, then football, then basketball, and, the lower tier sports after that. So, we are play all the different kinds of hockey simulation games we can get out there. And while there's not any perfect simulation out there, the Action PC hockey game does fill a good niche for us. Unfortunately, this new 2016 edition is just uninspired and underwhelming in everything it does, and I think that's because of the way the actual sport is treated on the Dave Koch system. You can see here just what I'm talking about, and I'm going to give you some information as we go along through my thoughts. And again, this is just my thoughts, my feelings about the game. Feel free to leave your own thoughts and comments below and let me know what you think. If we look at our four major sports here, and we'll kind of just, I guess, ignore golf, but you got your hockey version, your basketball version, your football version, your baseball version, which are all updated now to the 2016 version. The problem I have with this is, again, Dave Koch Sports puts hockey on the back burner compared to all of the other sports. So what am I talking about? Well, let's just look at the football version here. The football version of 2016 was released in March of 2016. That is 6 months ahead of the new season to come out. And just literally 1 month after the season ended in February. So they were able to get out a brand new version of the football edition in 1 month after the season ended and with plenty of time before the new season came in. Well, maybe that was an oddity. Let's look at the baseball. Well, the baseball ended in late October, early November, and they were able to get the baseball version out basically a month later and 4 to 5 months before the next season happened. Okay, well, let's look at the basketball. Basketball was released in July. Again, just about 1 month after the end of the season and 3 to 4 months ahead of the new season. Well, if we look at the hockey version was just released again on September 8th. basically 1 month before the new season hits. And it's the last sport that gets released. With all of the, I guess, with the lack of good quality simulation hockey games out there, there are only a few hockey games out there that are simulation type games that you can delve into and simulate your different seasons and such. With the lack of quality ones out there, you think that they would put extra effort into making their game that much better. Unfortunately, according to everything that I see, it's kind of on the bottom end of their ring. They would rather spend their time on the other sports, and because we talked about this, hockey is kind of a niche. It doesn't have quite as big a following as the other sports, and with that, they kind of put it on the back burner. Okay, well, that's fine. They put it on the back burner. Maybe they were putting lots of effort into the game, lots of extra goodies and stuff. So let's take a look and look at all of the new features here for the hockey game. Well, this sounds important. Our biggest game package ever. All 2,000 game packages include multiple seasons. That's not true. If we scroll down, the basic game version does not come with but one season. Well, maybe they were talking about the deluxe version. No, they weren't talking about the deluxe version because there's a sentence here. The deluxe package also includes the newly released 2002-2003 season. So you're supposed to be getting extra seasons. Unfortunately, you don't if you buy the basic game package. So kind of a bummer there. Maybe that's a misprint. I don't know what the deal is with that. That's just my number one feeling about this game. Next thing we have is expanded encyclopedia functions. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Ooh, new player photo assignment tool. That looks pretty cool. Oh, so they're adding all these really cool things to it. Really? Are they? Well, let's take a look. If we go to the football version, what does the football version have? Well, it has new player photo assessment tool. Oh, wait, let's see. They also have the expanded encyclopedia function. Oh, all right, well, let's check one of the other sports. Hey, let's go to baseball. What does baseball have? Oh, hey, baseball has the expanded encyclopedia function. Oh, wait, and also a new player assessment tool. So these new additions to the hockey game are basically nothing than they're taking the things from the other game and they're adding them to the hockey game. Doesn't seem like a lot of extra work is gone into putting these, new information into the system. Well, they have a new recap box, which is, let's see, where is it over here? The recap box. Should have a photograph of it, or maybe we'll see it when we get into the actual game here. Is this it? No, that's not it. Here it is, right there. So basically, they add this nice little cool little box that comes up. Okay, well, that's a cool feature, but unfortunately, the only thing this does is it saves you time from going up and moving your mouse over to the actual time clock where you can get all of that information and a lot more information than that to begin with. Okay, so there is some expanded injury system, expanded fight system. If we go and look at the other games, it's basically the same thing. They added a few lines of text as well. Well, everything that's pretty much on this list is included in other games in one form or another. And basically all they've done is taken that code and added it to the hockey game. Okay, well, let's talk about another problem I have with their hockey version. Another problem I have with their hockey version is, again, because it's an underwhelming sport for them, or they just don't get, the as many purchases or whatever, we're actually going to go to the shop, and so I can explain what I'm talking about. If we go to, oh, I don't know, let's just choose one. Let's choose football, shall we? You can see in football, you can order your decades and get a good price on them for, let's say we order the 1990s, that's 10 season worth for $48. That breaks down to $4.80 a season. Pretty reasonable priced, actually. This is about the third time I've seen these prices, so this is probably their normal. If we go to basketball, which isn't on sale right now, but they have the same thing. They got the seasons, $120. They go on sale for the same approximate costs. All right, well, that's cool. Well, let's get the same thing going with the hockey here. Now I just got to find where are they? Hockey seasons. Uh, no season sets. Really, none whatsoever. Well, maybe they're hidden in the special sets. Nope. No season sets, or no special sets. No decade sets included whatsoever. Which means if you actually buy more hockey seasons, you're going to be paying twice the cost of every other sport they have on their system. The golf, the basketball, the baseball, the football. If you buy them in bulk by going to the decades, you can purchase them for half the cost. You can get any of your hockey games on sale. So once again, they are showing me that they don't care about their hockey people. They are not, let's keep going back here. It's here. They're not putting the time, trouble, and effort into this game that we so dearly want to love. So let's go and check out all of these new things. Well, here they are. Let's look at it here. Let's go in and check all of the super cool new things. Like, hey, we can go in and, well, let's see here. We could now add player photos in there. Oh, that looks pretty cool. You can click on your different photographs you got in there and put them in there. Yada, 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 right? Great. Well, let's go to the football. Let's check out the Action PC football for a second, should we? All right. Let's go to, let's see, they do it slightly different here. It's in a different box. I just have to find the correct one. Which one is it? Player search. Which one is it? Maybe it's under reports. Team. Let's go under team. Maybe, nope, it's not under there. Roster. Maybe it's under here. Yeah, then we go into Dallas. Then we go to roster tools. No, where is it? Oh, player photos. Yeah, they try to hide it in here. And we'll bring up the player photo box. This box looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? They didn't even change the layout of anything. They just basically took the code from the other sport game and they imported it into the hockey game. It's exactly the same as the hockey version, right? Here it is. There's the box. Same exact box. We go in the baseball version. Let's go to the baseball version and check that out. Where's the baseball version? I got it here somewhere. There it is, baseball 2016. We go to rosters. Just choose somebody. Doesn't matter who. Then we have to go into, let's see here. Gotta find it. It's, where is it? Manager, player photos. There we go. Hey, look at this box. Does this box look familiar at all to you guys at this point? No, not really. It looks exactly the same as the hockey version again. So what the heck were they spending all of this time doing, waiting to come out with the 2016 edition? Well, maybe they added a bunch of stuff in the game. Well, let's go check out a game. Let's go play a game. Oh, wait, hey, this screen looks exactly like last year's version. Let's go and play that one. Maybe there's a bunch of new options in here. No, this is exactly like the 2015 version. Okay, well, maybe they must have added stuff to the actual game then. Let's see. Uh, let's see if these players start to move around and stuff on the ice. No, exactly the same as before. Literally exactly the same. Well, let's go in the options. Maybe no, that's exactly the same. All right, let's try this. Oh, maybe they're going to skate up ice now. No, they don't skate up ice either. Well, maybe when we set up a play, maybe they do something when we set up a play. Let's see if we can set up a play here. Hey, block again. Let's try middle here. No, blocked again. Okay. Let's try Stasny on the inside. Save, rebound, same. As I said in the beginning, uninspired, uninspired, and just um, disappointing is what I can say about this 2016 edition. It is exactly the same as the 2015 edition. Exactly the same. There might be a few extra lines of text that they added in about fights and about injuries. Although I had one earlier that basically said the same thing as it did last year, that, oh, player so and so got injured. And maybe we'll see that in a minute here when I bring up some of the reports that I ran. Uninspired. That's what this 2016 edition is. And you can see the lack of effort they put into this game by they didn't bother to release it until, like a month before the actual season starts. And all the other sports got all their updates way ahead of this version. So I was hoping that maybe they were putting extra time into it. Maybe they were adding a bunch of new cool things to the game. If they can get the football players to run around and there's 22 of them on the screen, why can they not do that with the hockey version? Why, when you take a shot, does everyone disappear off the screen? Let's see if we can get another shot to come out here. This text is exactly the same as it was last year. The sound effects are going to be the same. They don't do anything differently on the actual gameplay. It's exactly all the other players disappear and then all of a sudden they reappear something. Now I'm not talking about having let this play out here. I'm not talking about actually having them on the ice skating around the whole time. That doesn't matter to me. I can have them pop from one end to the other or, whatever the situation is. But when they're in the zone and you click pass and they don't move and you click pass again and you get like 5 passes in a row and they don't actually do anything, it shows that they don't really care about their hockey fans. It's getting to be very, very disappointing in their attitude about everything. I have actually emailed, through email, I talked with them about the pricing situation of the game and why would I, as a hockey fan, spend double the amount on the hockey version of all of the different seasons compared to everyone else? Why do they cost twice as much compared to the other seasons? Why is there no decade packages? Why can I not buy the decade packages? And their reasoning was, because they don't have all of the seasons for the hockey version. There are seasons that are missing if we go back into the actual, if we go into the shop here and we go to the hockey seasons, there we are. You can see here, like, let's just scroll up here. Let's see here, 80, there's no 19, there's a 78, 79, but there's no 79, 80. There's no 80, 81 season. So they're missing seasons, so they can't sell the decade package because they're missing seasons. Well, why are they missing seasons? Why are you not putting your effort into creating all the seasons? You got all the seasons for football, right? Let's go to football. Oh, let's look at the decades. Oh, you got all the. Let's look at the 2000s. Oh, it didn't give us. Oh, yeah. Well, it says 10 seasons. So every one of them is going to be 10 seasons. Well, why are you not putting your effort into creating all of the season files for the hockey version? It just shows a lack of dedication from them in their hockey version. They've got it for baseball. They got it for basketball. They got it for um, they got it for football, but they don't have it for hockey. Uninspired and just pushed out another version that includes absolutely nothing new to it whatsoever, that's not included in every other game. They should have included all of those functions that they put in the other games for free in this edition and done something on the screen to make this a little more interesting. It gets to be a little repetitive if you watched one of my 40 or 60 videos we have on my channel here, where you're just clicking a button and you have no results whatsoever that come up. The players just pop from one end to the other. They're not actually moving around or doing anything, which is really kind of disappointing that they would release this version in this way. It's just it shows a lack of dedication to their hockey fans. I know I got on the forum boards. There's a lot of people out there that are waiting for this version and really excited about it and everything else. And I'm happy for them, but after getting this version, I am very disappointed. I can go back and play the 2015 edition, and if all you're going to include is a couple extra lines of text here about injuries and penalties, that's not a new version to me. That's that. And, you keep the game an extra 4 months working on it, and you don't include anything new, no player movement. I had a great grandeur ideas that we're actually going to see player movement when players come in and they, you have like a penetration. Let's see if we can get a penetration going here. Come on, let's go. It's the exact same mechanic from last year. Shoot. You don't see anything, they just reappear. Shoot, miss. Okay, change lines. Oh, let's see. Can we get a penetration? No. Come on. Shot, save. Shot, save. Shot, save. Shot, save. Shot, miss. There was a penetration for them. This is part of the issue that I have with the game, is the actual result of the play. It stays on the screen. The only reason it's staying here right this second is because it's waiting for me to get involved and find out what I want to do. But if I don't do that, the other results on the plays just basically flash on here and disappear. Unfortunately, you have no bearing on understanding more about how or why to use your players in the best way you can. I've talked about this many times in my videos with the 2015 edition. The fact that you have no feedback from the game on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, your different choices are pretty darn limited compared to all of the other sports. When you make these changes, you have no idea if they help or they don't help. When you're talking about an offense, a 5-6, and you change lines and it goes from 5-6 to 5-4. Do you have any idea whatsoever what difference that just made about whether or not you have a 2% chance to score? You got a 2.01% chance to score. Who knows? You have no idea, which is another one of my issues with the game, is that you have no feedback. You're basically just clicking the buttons and hoping that you get a good result. There's no, dice roll, which is fine. I mean, all that stuff is hidden behind the scenes. It's kind of, kept in the background, which is cool. But to have more information about what's going on in the play, so you understand what what was going on at the time. Now, what I was trying to do was trying to get a penetration. Let's see. Can you? We'll just have to keep trying to pass it until. Okay, here we go. So we got a penetration. You actually see him come in and take a shot. So why can't they do that with other things going on? Like when I click pass, why don't you see them move to their new position? Because then it would actually take time for them to, change it from the 2015 edition. All right. Well, not only that, but if you go into your reports and you actually look at things, that's not the one I want. Let's go to the play-by-play. You can see here a summary of all the things that happened during the game. That's great. Well, I don't know if it's a bug in the system or what, but I created one for the first game because I wanted to show you guys some information. And you can see here it saved a whole bunch of stuff from period 1, about half of that much for period 2, and for period 3 it only saved one line. That's it, one line. Okay, so maybe it was saving it as a text version, so I decided to go ahead and save it as an HTML document. And guess what? Exact same thing. I can't go back and look at this at all and get any kind of information because it didn't get all included. So let me bring back up the text version here and go to find. Let's do that. Damn. I was hoping it was saved on this one. I guess not. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I have to check from the top here. Let's try that. Didn't save on this one. Let's see here. Maybe it was on this one. All right. So find. Let's try injury here on this one. Do I have to spell the whole thing out? It wasn't saved on this one either. Let's see. I bet you I can find it in here somewhere, though. I don't think it was this one. I think it was test 1. So this might actually take me a second. But I have something else to show you about the new things they've added to the game, supposedly. There was an injury during this game. And all it said was so-and-so was injured. I don't remember who it was. It was near one of the scores, because I remember looking at the score when it happened, and then I just happened to see it. Well, I can't find it right off the bat to show you. But again, they talk about in the text for all the new features coming to the game here. Well, I've already gone off that page, but let's go back. Expanded play-by-play, expanded passes, hits, fights, injuries, so much more. I've seen no new text whatsoever. Very little. You can see here in the text box, it's the same damn thing as it was last year. They might have probably added a couple lines. I'm assuming. God, I wish I could find my injury for you so I can show you. Maybe you'll see it when I'm going through, and maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Hmm. Mm. All right, we'll play a couple more plays as I talk. Maybe we'll get lucky and get an injury here. Pass, players. Oh, come on, pass. Oh no. Again, no information on how to actually, you know, is it better to have my 4.0 guy shoot a long shot, or this guy over here to shoot a long shot? I mean, it just seems random about what happens. It's like nothing matters whatsoever. Um, there is way too many offsides in the game, in my opinion. There are way too many icing calls in the game. And there are way too many shots that you have no control over, which are all outside shots. Half the time you get in the zone, you automatically get an outside shot. Sure. That in that case, I had 3 people shooting from the outside, so nothing I could do about that. Here's another outside shot, automatically taken. Outside shot, outside shot. Oh, the only one I can actually get to is another outside shot. And I think they do that so that you can actually get your shots on goal to be where they should be. I don't know, but they haven't adjusted anything in the system, which is okay. I mean, it's just it gets to be frustrating, very frustrating that this game is exactly like the 2015 edition. I bought the deluxe edition, 35, 39, whatever dollars it was, and it's exactly like the 2015 edition, except for a couple minor little boxes, text lines here, and I'm going to exit out of the game right now. This here, where you can go to the rosters and then bring up your new screen, that's exactly like every other game that they have. But if you've been watching all the videos that I've done for the last 60 videos from our Chicago Blackhawks 2009-2010 playthrough, it's did the exact same thing. I click on the team and said boom, and told them what kind of pitchers to use, and I had the whole team done in literally 10 seconds. So uh, the new feature that um, you can what's the way that um, choose a photograph? I mean, that's only going to matter if you have multiple photographs for multiple people. Otherwise, you're just going to use your default ones anyways. So I don't understand what, that awesome new feature that they're talking about just isn't awesome. All of this is exactly, I mean, if you go to this screen, it's exactly the same thing. The team reports is the exact same screen. If you've been following along and watching my 2015 game of the Chicago Blackhawks, every single screen that you see is exactly the same as the last year. Every single one of them. Let's try. Let's play. Let's play this game and see if we can get something to come up. Let them do their thing here while we're talking about this. It's exactly the same thing. All you do, and it's kind of depressing, is you just take as many shots as possible and hope and pray you get a lucky roll. It seems like that is the whole outcome of the game. The strategies, everything is taken out of your control because you have no idea if any of these strategies actually makes a difference in the game. I can go to defensive strategy. I can go to cycle low strategy. I can, crank this all the way up. I can crank this all the way up. Crank this all the way up. What how much difference is that going to make? It's the same thing. He shot and it was saved. He shot, it was a save. Here's another shot. Oh, hey, look, another save. I just didn't get a low enough roll. Oh, wait, hey, he got a shot. Oh, he missed. Compared to the football game or the baseball game, and I have not played the new basketball, so I'm not going to comment on that. But I played the new football game a lot. I played the new baseball game a lot. Compared to those games, this game is uninspired, unoriginal, nothing new, and it's it's very depressing that you spend $40 plus I bought $100 worth of seasons and got half value because I'm trying to support the developer so he will continue working on this game to make it better, make changes, make additions and stuff. And then the crap that I receive is this uninspired 2016 edition that has absolutely nothing of value that's changed in it. Very depressing. I mean, the system is good. The game can be fun, but it's the things that drag this game down need to be adjusted and fixed. And if they can put the time and trouble into the other sports games, and they don't put the time and trouble in this game, I'm not going to support them anymore. I just can't do it. I mean, I can play my 2015 edition. If all I'm going to get is a few extra lines of text, uh, you know, I don't need the new. Yes, you can exit out. I don't need this. The way it was working before with adding player photos worked just fine. I don't need to have multiple pictures here so I can choose which one to use. That's the only function this serves. Is this screen here? So if I have Rutu, oh look, we got two different photographs, so we get to choose which one instead of the computer just assigning the photo to him. I can choose which one to use. Excuse me. Every screen looks exactly the same. It hasn't changed. There's nothing new, and it shows a complete lack of dedication by the developers on the hockey version. If you're going to take extra 4 to 5 to 6 months to release your hockey version and you don't add anything to it, then you're just putting it out there because you're trying to sell new releases on it. And there's nothing interesting or new in this new edition whatsoever. It's uninspired, unoriginal, and complete disappointment. So I just if they don't get better next year, I am not buying. I'm not going to buy any new editions from any of their sports unless they put more dedication into creating new and interesting things for them. Hockey's coming out in. If it wasn't for the hockey tournament, we'd have less than a month before the puck drop. But because of the hockey tournament going on, there's 2 week delay. So hockey's a month away, and they finally released their edition. But they can get the football edition out like a month after the season release. They can get the baseball version out 4 to 5 months ahead of time. They can get the basketball version 4 to 5 months out ahead of time, but they can't get the hockey version out, and they add absolutely nothing new to it. It shows that they don't care about the hockey version. They don't have all of the seasons for hockey, but they have all the baseball seasons. They have all the football seasons. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming they have all of the basketball seasons. In fact, I bet you they do because there's decades. You can buy the decade versions. So you're spending twice as much on the hockey seasons because you can't get them at a discount by buying multiples at the same time. So you're paying full price for the season files. It's ridiculous. Complete disappointment. I am I'm going to tell people out there, if you have the 2015 edition of Action PC Hockey, you don't need to buy the 2016 edition. Um, if you don't have, if you haven't bought the Action PC Hockey for 4 or 5 years, it might be worth an upgrade. But if you've got it within the last 3 or 4 years, don't buy it, and tell them why you're not buying it. Because the stuff that they're including is nothing other than they took the code that they built into the football version, and they added it to the hockey version. And they took the player photo assignment tool that they built for the hockey or the football version, and they threw it inside the hockey version. And they're trying to tell us that, ooh, look at all these cool new features. They took this recap box, and this just makes me mad too, because it's like, really? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I gotta mark this as play. Play now. Sure. Yeah. Go. So what we'll do is we will actually just go to the end of the first period. Boop. There we go. End of the first period. Hey, oh, wow, look at this cool little box. It gives us our shots, our scoring chances, our block shots, our power plays. All right. Well, all I have to do, gotta wait till a break. All I have to do is mouse up here. I get the same damn thing plus all the other stats. I can see that. Oh wait, there's hits, there's penalties, there's shots on goal, there's scoring chances. So all they did was take the information out of this box and put it in a little window, and they're calling that an upgraded feature? That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They added a few lines of text for injury system, which, if we look at the other sports, they did the same thing. They probably just took the same text. Expanded fight system is probably the same thing as they did for the injuries for the other sports as well, but they changed it into a fight. The new play-by-play, all this is talking about what these two things added. And then, plus many more fun enhancements. Tell me what fun and new, interesting enhancements, please. I'm more than willing to listen. And then, it's just, if it's not one thing, it's something else. The fact that they don't include season or decade files, you have to pay twice as much, and then they tell you you're going to get more than one multiple season. Well, you only get that if you order the deluxe package or the super deluxe package or whatever it's called, deluxe game package or the deluxe classic package. If you order the basic game file, you don't get that. So are they talking about all 2016 game packages, or are they just talking about specific ones? You would think they were talking about all of them because they talk about the deluxe package right here. So, it's all of these things add up to, I don't give a shit about the hockey game. I'm just going to send it out there because people are waiting for it. In fact, up until about a week ago, they had this listed as the 2016 Action PC Hockey game. I had to email them and tell them, you have listed the 2015 Action PC Hockey game on your deluxe game package. You might want to change that because people aren't going to want to buy the 2015 Action Hockey game. So they finally got around to changing that, but the rest of it is just a complete joke. I hate to say it. I really do. It's just disappointing. And the frustration, you can probably sense the frustration. And you're probably not even listening to my comments anymore because you probably turned the video off a long time ago. But so my review of this game is it is not worth the money. It's not a good investment if you bought the game within the last 3 or 4 years. There is no new features worth spending the money on. It's a lackluster, uninspired, complete ripoff of last year. And the reason I got out of PC gaming and started doing sports simulations was because the frustration of these companies selling you the same game year after year and not changing and updating or, adding new and interesting features to their game. Well, you got a 100% copy of last year with a very, very few, if tangible, anything in the game. Uh, Disappointment. Complete. Well, I know that's not going to make a lot of people out there happy, but I have to review it the way I see it. And that's why this video went for 45 minutes, because I don't just tell you things, I show you and explain it to you. That you can argue with me all you want, but everything I showed you is exactly the same as it was last year. And all of the coding for all of these super cool new features was already done for the football version, so they spent no time, no effort. They should have spent that time and effort in actually creating season files so they can create decade sets so you don't have to spend double the cost. Uninspired. Thanks for watching. See you guys.